This is day 9 of the 30-day free flow challenge, and I am Taylor Lee. Today we are going to speak a little bit about metabolic syndrome and how it relates to the United States and over here in Southeast Asia. So you might be asking yourself, what is metabolic syndrome? So you have 3 main conditions that it's defined as: diabetes, type 2 diabetes, chronic cardiovascular disease, and obesity. So you might know that over in the States we have about 2/3 of the population that are experiencing overweight or obesity. That's a lot of people. That's like 60+%. It's kind of crazy. How the heck did that happen? So metabolic syndrome becomes a really big part. It's actually at epidemic proportions what's happening in the population of the States. So now coming over here to Southeast Asia, I'm reading articles, talking to people, experiencing the culture, watching the food, and seeing the infiltration of what's going on with processed foods versus fruits and vegetables and things like that, and what's going on in the world. So particularly it's interesting to think about Malaysia. Malaysia is now known as the fattest nation in Southeast Asia, where there's like 40.2% of the population that is now overweight and obese, and that happened super fast. I mean, Malaysia, how did it go from being malnourished to overnourished? Or is it really overnourishment? Or maybe it's just over energy, because now you have this influx of all this processed foods with the globalization and industrialization of the country, that the people are now getting all this access to foods that are not giving them nutrition, but it's giving them energy. So now they're getting extremely overweight and experiencing a lot of the things that we've experienced in the States. So you kind of got to ask yourself, like, what's going on, and or how can we prevent what's happened and what's happening in the States to then export it over to different countries like Malaysia. So we're exporting chronic disease at this point. So metabolic syndrome is really a really big topic. It's something that we have to all really address, because it's affecting not only us in the States, but now is affecting other countries all around the world, and it's growing at mass proportions. If you look at, in fact, I'll include a couple of slides. If you look at the way that obesity and these diseases have been spreading across the United States over the last 10-15 years, it's crazy to see how much it's growing. So you really got to think about it, get it at least in your awareness, look at your own diet, look at your own things that you can do, and also what can governments do, what can industry do. Is it really all about convenience and profit and spreading this way of industry to other countries at the cost of these type of diseases? So something to think about, something to really bring into your awareness that it's happening all around the world. So we'll talk more and more about this as it continues, and until then, have an amazing day, and we'll talk soon. All right, much love.